Hello and welcome to this short video to show you how to set up the simple Servo 6, which is capable of driving 4 servos. And just wanted to show you just how simple it is to set up. As per the instructions, which you can download, the first step is to turn the, on this model, number 3 switch on, which centers all the servos. You might have heard the servos move. Then you can put your servo arms roughly in that center position, and this is a great help for when you're first attaching your servos, to put them in the middle of the throw of your turnouts or your signal, whatever it is you might be operating. Now you can see there they're not all perfectly in the middle, but that's okay because we've got plenty of adjustment. So now we turn the little switch. As we change switches, nothing happens. They're all being held in that center position. Now we can turn switch 3 off. And you see they all move. And if we turn switch 4 on, which is for the setup, we can now adjust their position. Now when we turn switches on, the red light here will come on depending on the switch position. And what that will tell us is which of these trim pots to adjust. So for servo 1, because the red LED is on, we'll adjust the lower one there next to the LED. So I can adjust the position of the servo. And then the same with this one, number 2. And number 3, the red LED is off, so it's the top one. So adjust that where you want it. And so this might be adjusting your turnouts or a signal or a gate or something like that. To set the other one, flick the switch and these lights will go off. So then it's the trim pot that's away from the LED because the LED is turned off. And 3 and 4 we'll just do the bottom. So we might even put those right near the middle. And that's it, they're all set. No programming, no computers. Turn that setup switch off. And now when we flick the switch, those servos will go to those positions that we've set the limit to. Now we have got a couple of other features, and one is we can then reverse each of those servos so it's the opposite position to where they are now. So to do that, to read it, you need to switch 4, the setup one, on again. So here's servo 1. So our switch position stayed the same, but our servo moved. And 3. 4. Just turn them up. Now, as you can see, we've got all of our lights on down the bottom. So if you wanted to adjust these again, because you've reversed it, again, it's because the LED is on, it's the trim pot next to the LED. And if I flick the switch, it's now the trim pot away from the LED. And this feature is useful if you've got one switch operating a couple of them at the same time, or if for some reason you've had to mount the servo the other way around. Just makes it a whole lot easier with your setup. So if I turn switch 4, that setup one, off now, they'll all function normally. So this time when I push the lever, they all go up. But they're all individually adjustable. Now a new feature on this model is if I unplug the power and turn it back on, because none of the switches were moved while the power was off, they've stayed exactly where they were. So if you've got a train sitting over a turnout and the power goes off, as long as the switches haven't been moved, everything's fine when you come back. Now if one of those switches is moved while you're got the power off, this is what will happen. So it resets. I'll just show you again how the startup routine works. So I've changed them all and they'll all go individually, so there's not a great power demand. And there you are, and they're back ready for normal operation. So a servo always needs to know where it is. So with some programming, we've made it so if the switch hasn't moved with the power off, that servo will stay where it was. But as you've seen, that's really as easy as it is. Moving the trim pots, adjust the position of the servos, then it just it reads that each time it turns on, and it knows where to go. There's nothing for it to forget. No programming. So that's really it. They're all set. And so the simple Servo 6 is really that easy. You've got 4 servos controlled by the one board. Okay, hope that might be helpful for you.